So it's the first date with the girl that will eventually become my wife. I'm 17 years old, hormonally, like a rabid dog, hormonally crazy. So I go to her house to pick her up, and her father answers the door. We're waiting for her to come down. We start chatting, and he introduces himself, and he tells me his name, and I say, I don't give a shit about that. He tells me what he does for a living. I go, I don't give a fuck about that either. He tells me he's a Met fan, and I say to myself, big shit, don't care, not paying attention. You know what I cared about? I only wanted one thing. I'm saying to myself, I want to touch your daughter. And you know what? I didn't even care where. It could have been her head, her arm, her shoulders. It could have, I mean, forget about those places that shall remain nameless. They're going to remain nameless, by the way, because she's in the crowd tonight. And I would like continued access to those places after this 5-minute bit is over. But anyway, so, like, you know what? I was so crazed, I was willing to risk jail. She was 15 years old at the time and underage. 1 to 5 years for 10 to 20 seconds of pleasure, no problem. So, you see, I had a plan. I wanted to give her these subliminal messages about what I was trying to accomplish. So, plan A was we're going to go to a movie. I wanted to go to a porno movie. But upon reflection, I realized that taking a 15-year-old to a porno movie on the first date, not necessarily a great idea. So I found another movie that worked, though. Subliminal. Remember, Subliminal. It's called The Poseidon Adventure. It's about a movie about a ship that goes down. Perfect, right? We go to the movie. There's no message received. All right, so plan B. We go to a diner after the movie. We sit down. She orders a hamburger and fries. And I order a foot-long hot dog. Perfect. But then I got a little nervous because, like, after I ordered, I realized I'm all about managing expectations here. So I made believe I had to go to the bathroom. I find the waitress, and I tell her, just bring the hot dog like 3.5 inches, 4 inches tops. I'm not that hungry, but you know, I didn't want, like, you know, again, expectations. That was reality. So and then for dessert, again, I ordered 2 cantaloupes, right? Cottage cheese with 2 cherries on top. The bottom line, none of this subliminal shit got through to her, and the only cantaloupes I touched that night were of the fruit variety. Okay, move up. So we actually continue to date through high school. We get to college, and we agreed at college that it was time for us to start dating other people. We were so young when we started that we should have other experiences, and that worked out great. Sherry got to college, a gorgeous girl. She's getting asked out. She's experiencing Tom and Dick and Steve and some of the guys on the crew. Like, had a lot of experiences, and I had experiences also. But they were different. Like 90% of my experiences were with a bottle of Jergens hand lotion with lanolin, which, by the way, is highly recommended for those of you who are still in that mode. But we get through college, okay? We get married. And, you know, a few years later, Sherry gets pregnant. And this was a problem because when a woman is 8 months and 99 days pregnant, all those parts that shall remain nameless, they're 5 times the size they are normally. So, like towards the end there, Sherry said to me, do you want to fool around? And the only time in my life I lied to her, I said yes. But what else could I took one for the team. But I got through that, right? So, because right after that, she's given birth. So I'm in the room, and she's giving birth, and, you know, I'm sitting there watching the birth canal thing, you know, happening. It's like the size of the Lincoln Tunnel, and this is an angle, by the way, that I am not altogether unfamiliar with, but I've never seen this shit like this. I mean, I'm freaking out. It's like the Lincoln Tunnel there. There's a baby coming out. There's blood coming out. There's placenta went flying by my head. I mean, it was like I'm freaked. But I finally said, Doc, is everything okay? What's going on here? He said, Robert, relax. Very calm voice. He goes, you have a beautiful baby girl. I said, I was asking you about the Lincoln Tunnel. Is that going to be okay? That's what I was asking you about. We get through that. Okay, I have another beautiful girl. Time goes by. We've come full circle. It's time for my daughter's first date, the older daughter. And so the doorbell rings, and I know what's going on here, right? The kid walks in, and I played it straight. I said to him, I introduced myself. I told them what I did for a living, and I told them I'm a Mets fan. And I threw a little something. I go, what do you guys? I asked him, what do you guys have planned tonight? So he said, we're going to a movie, and we're going to go to the diner afterwards. I said to him, you want some free advice? He said, yeah. I said, the hot dog move, cantaloupe move, the hot dog I said, the foot long hot dog cantaloupe move didn't work. That doesn't work.